So that last video was, it was one of the videos ever. You know, I think I feel a bit more comfortable talking to a camera now, maybe a little bit. So I figured I'd make another YouTube video today because my schedule is pretty light. So I was like, I have time for it today. Why not just do it? You know, I need to start putting my mind to the things that I say I'm gonna do. Like when I tell y'all I'm gonna release a program. No, I'm actually just gonna keep my super cryptic Instagram stories that you'll have to decode, and you can just write yourself a program. But in all honesty, I feel like with the amount of information I've given for free, you kind of could write yourself a pretty solid program just based on the things I've said. And there are plenty of other good resources out there, you know, as I've mentioned, Paul Carter, for instance. Right, so yeah, we're gonna get to the gym in a little bit, and I'm just gonna be locked in on hamstring focused leg day. I recently started training glutes with hip thrusts, which filming myself on that is gonna be crazy work, but it's all about risks. I'm gonna have some 250 lean lumberjack looking bodybuilder beat the stuffing out of me because I'm sitting there with a tripod recording myself on the booty builder, which is, yeah, something, but you know, I'm not insecure. I'm secure in my masculinity. And honestly, like, why would you not want to train glutes, like, even as a man, right? Because it looks weird if you hope to compete someday and it's literally like you just have a giant quad sweep from the side and then a flat, you know, butt with no shelf. It genuinely just doesn't look right. It does look pretty disproportional, and I feel like mine is kind of that way. So yeah, I mean, I've just made the time to do 2 sets on my leg day of hip thrusts. In terms of glute training, I think you can take them to failure. Every session, honestly, the glutes are probably gonna recover pretty quickly because you're working them at such a short muscle length. And we know that longer length training creates a ton more fatigue due to, or it's calcium ion related fatigue if you wanna get technical. I'm not gonna get too deep into science-based stuff on YouTube, or maybe I should. I feel like YouTube is the place for that. Hey guys, get ready with me to have a poison-free, animal-based diet. So first on the menu, we have raw beef testicles drizzled in raw honey and some beef liver and eggs and steak and avocado and berries. As you can see right here, this is my all-natural seed oil-free diet. And if you don't eat exactly like me, you are gonna be small for the rest of your life. So stay away from seed oils and artificial food dyes, because they're poison. Get ready with me to eat estrogen and microplastics. Sorry, Liver King. Don't forget the most important part, right after you eat your carbs, if it comes from like an artificial source that has all those preservatives and food dyes and whatnot, you need to make sure you're eating the best part, right? Because think about it, you're already putting all those chemicals in your body. It's like, why would I not want more of those chemicals, right? Because our body adapts to everything. And it's like lifting, like you want to progressively overload, you know, your microplastics, your macroplastics, your red 40, your yellow 40, your blue, whatever. Yeah, cheers. Dude, that was pretty good actually. I feel the estrogen just flowing through me. I feel so I was thinking about, you know, bringing a mic to the gym today because it's probably gonna be pretty empty and, you know, I could actually talk, but at the same time, like, I don't want to talk during my lift, man. You know, I'll probably just make another little compilation with some motionless and light over it. And yeah, I mean, it'll get copyright striked, I'm sure, by YouTube. But as long as the video doesn't get taken down, I don't really care. I don't really want to monetize YouTube that badly, because I don't think you really can unless you have like millions of subs. So yeah, I'm gonna just be doing me. I feel like I always talk about social media on here, so I'm sorry, it's probably getting repetitive, but I feel like it would be just scary to have your income come from being an influencer, right? Because your entire like your livelihood literally depends on what people think of you. That your entire livelihood depends on how people see you. So even, you know, my whole thing being, oh, I'm not an influencer, I'm myself, whatever. Like, you could argue that inherently is still to get other people's approval, right? Because they want something that's refreshing and just by being myself. So it's almost paradoxical in a way, right? It's like, at the end of the day, if you post anything, it's still for other people to see. So basically, I should turn into one of those Alpha Land cornballs and dance between my sets and listen to some King Von while I lift. I'm from the suburbs. I might be getting a haircut later because I kind of need it and I look like a JoJo's character. But I think then I'll go run some errands, maybe go to Sephora, Target after. I'm just kidding, I will not be doing that because my girl will probably, so yeah, I'll just be locked in her room straight after. So it was nice seeing y'all. I'm not allowed out of the house after I get haircuts, which is fine, you know. And I do not need help. I don't need help. Don't save me. But I actually don't. I love my girlfriend. I parked illegally and my car didn't get a ticket for once. Let's go. Dude, because there's literally no parking on my street whatsoever. And yeah, that's just living in a college town. I don't really like these mics that much, to be honest. It just doesn't sound very natural, and I feel like it just sounds better if I'm just talking to my phone without the mic. But it makes me feel like I'm playing a video game. And I always rage and blow into the mic super hard like this. Time to drive to the gym, get this shit started. We just made it to the gym, and I don't know why, I feel so good today. I think my sleep has been really good. I recently switched to sleeping on my back because I'm like normally a side sleeper. So, and I used nasal strips, and my sleep felt amazing. But little self-experiment, I'll see if that really makes difference in like long-term sleep quality. If I haven't already made it clear, volume sucks. Stop doing volume. It sucks. It just sucks. Objectively, it sucks. And I keep seeing these garbage outcome-based studies that are like, higher volumes work and you need to increase your volume the bigger you get, when it is literally the opposite, because the fibers at the top end of the motor unit pool, right? So the fibers that are switched on during those very high thresholds of intensity that experience mechanical tension as you reach failure, right? They're the most susceptible to muscle damage. And in order to recruit them more and more and more, you have to keep muscle damage less and less and less and less. And so if you're just increasing your volume, do you think that's gonna be increasing your muscle damage? Yeah, it is. And you're not gonna be growing the fibers that have the most capacity to grow, which again, are those highly anaerobic fibers, right? People always ask me, how do I grow with only 1 or 2 sets? They always seem so shocked
how I'm only doing 1 or 2 sets on an exercise. Well, you know, we're about to go hit hamstring focused leg day, and I'm about to show you why I grow that way.
To hurt you, I don't deserve you. Unlace your body, I want total control. Nuggets from the host, in a train I decompose. Swallow your face, submit and fuck until we overdose. You said this was the last time, over and over again. Closer again, it's over.
That wraps up the lift. Yeah, it was a decent hamstring focused leg day. Ended up being pretty good. I don't know. I'm gonna do a little bit of cardio I think. Yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of cardio because I've been skipping lately. Well, that was the lift. It was fine. Low-key, the SLDLs were really not the best because, dude, the plates are really janky and like shaky and stuff. I think they were just super uneven, but you can probably see in the video, it's literally like flopping around. It's like uneven on one side as it started going up. It kind of messed me up, and you know, turned into like side crunches a little bit. So not super happy with how those went, especially because I've been stuck at 495 for like 4 to 6 for a pretty long time now. But I don't know. I think I just got an ego lift to go past those plateaus and start doing, turn them into lower back extensions so that I can herniate all my discs. Just kidding. Let's see. Calves, yes. Train them heavy. I'm sure you all noticed I almost had nearly the full stack on that cable leg press, and then I did calf raises unilaterally and only did the bottom up to parallel. Now, why did I do that? Because the calves have the most leverage in the stretched position, right? This is something where stretch, or actually longer length training, actually does have a pretty important application. I would avoid doing seated calf raises, as that shortens the gastroc a little bit, you know, due to the knee flexion component, because it does cross the knee joint. And the calves suffer from what's called active insufficiency if you go all the way up in a seated calf raise, because you're shortening it fully across both joints. Basically, active insufficiency just refers to, how do I put this? It's like if you have a jacket, you're like zipping up that jacket, right? So as the muscle is contracting, but then one side of the zipper is like, I guess, like misaligned, so you can't meaningfully connect the two halves, if that makes sense. That's kind of just referring to actin and myosin, if you know anything about physiology and active insufficiency. So, little physics lesson. Let's talk about why I can lift so much weight with my calves, but you know, maybe not with something like the biceps, right? All has to do with levers. This is all the biomechanics. This is basically what biomechanics are. So let's imagine, you know, this finger right here, this is the pivot point, right? Which is the ball of my foot on a straight-legged calf raise. And let's say, you know, my thumb right here represents where the external load is. So you can see it's not a very large distance. This would be referred to the torque, right? The force times the distance imparted on the axis by the external weight. Not that big, but let's compare that, right? Let's say we have, again, axis, which is the ball of the foot, to the calf muscle. If we drew a perpendicular line, it's a lot greater. So your calf is very greatly mechanically advantaged over where the resistive force would be, due to the greater moment arm length to the axis over here, right? But if we look at something like the bicep, you know, so the external torque would go here, right? What's going to be producing the force against that external torque is the bicep, which is right here. Where's the axis though? The axis is at the elbow joint. So if you take the distance, again, draw a perpendicular line from what's producing the force, right? The muscle to the elbow joint, it's this big. But you take the distance of the resistive force to the axis, which is the elbow, and it's way longer. So your bicep is greatly mechanically disadvantaged compared to the resistive force, because there's a lot more external torque than there is from, or I guess the weight is going to be producing a lot more torque than the bicep will, because of the greater distance. That's what a lever is. And internal moment arm refers to the distance between where the muscle inserts, right? So the biceps insert right about here, and where the bicep is. So if you drew a perpendicular line here, it would be the greatest at about 90 degrees of elbow flexion. That's where there's the greatest internal moment arm, which means that the biceps have the greatest mechanical advantage at 90 degrees, technically, even though if we're talking relatively it's only from 20 to 70. I can get into all that crap. There's a whole lot of stuff. But, so just some basic biomechanic stuff, food for thought, leverages, etc. So to recap, axis, force, more torque if force longer from axis. Boom. It's like a seesaw. If you're close, if you have one person on the far end of the seesaw and one person slightly closer to the axis on the other end of the seesaw, the person, if they hypothetically weigh the exact same and are pushing down the exact same amount of force, the person that is further away from the axis is going to send the person closer to the axis flying. It makes sense. It's pretty simple. That's all biomechanics kind of refer to. Yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. Thanks for watching the second video. Reminder that Breathe Divinity is going to be having a sick drop on the 31st. If you want to use my code, support me. I also get all my lifting equipment from Katamu, like the belt I was using for SLDLs and the straps, both from Katamu, and my knee sleeves are from Katamu. I have those linked, or tagged in my Instagram, I think. But enough shameless plugging. Yeah, I mean, thanks for watching. I might do a little haircut reveal when I get it. But hopefully this video will be up by the end of today. Again, you know, I'm just pumping them out. I just have a bit of schoolwork to get done today, not too much, and yeah. So I might see y'all after my haircut. I might not, depending how diabolical it is. So yeah, thanks for the support as always. I appreciate you guys, and hopefully I'll keep them coming. So yeah.